Oh, damn. Shit, I need to buzz my head. Alright, screw it. Ah! What does this look like? Oh. No. No, it's too short. It's too short. God damn it. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'm gonna just leave it at this length. I'll go to the barber shop, let them do their thing up there. It'll be good. What's up, guys? Welcome back to ThuggedOT Thursday, your TLG weekly commentary. Listen, this video is the part 2 of our video game predictions series. You know, last week I predicted what I think is about to go down in 2016 for Xbox and Microsoft. Now, of course, this video is all about Sony and PlayStation. They've got some awesome exclusive titles coming out, and they also have some very unique hardware to sell alongside it. But before we get into that, guys, quick shout out to our Thug of the Week, gamertag Zazbarella. Now, this guy's getting this shout out because of the emphasis that he puts on spending quality time with both of his daughters. Now, he's also working a full-time job. Okay, he's raking in those overtime hours whenever he can, but you know, he's just a very productive member of society, and he's on that work grind that we all respect so damn much. So thank you, man, for being a positive role model for not just both of your daughters, but also all of the TLG fans and viewers that are now watching. Now, if you yourself want to get the Thug of the Week, or perhaps nominate one of your friends or family members, all you have to do is send me an email to thuglifegaming@yahoo.com letting me know what makes you a thug. Now, today's discussion, guys, is going to be broken down into 3 major categories, the first of which is going to be the PlayStation moneymakers for 2016. These are going to be the games that I am predicting are going to sell extremely well, okay, and it's going to make all the corporate heads over at PlayStation extremely happy, okay? They're going to be swimming in their mounds of gold because we all know that they have mounds of gold, okay? Just look at those console sale numbers. It's kind of ridiculous. But the first game that we're going to talk about is going to be Uncharted 4. Now, I know this is an obvious selection, but I'm personally predicting this game's success just strictly based off of the sales pattern that this franchise has exhibited over the years. I mean, each installment of this franchise sells more than the previous one, okay? And now with PlayStation 4 being the most demanded console on market, I think it kind of sets the stage for this one to be more successful than ever. If you haven't seen it, go look it up and hate your life if you haven't pre-ordered it already. Alright, but the gameplay looks phenomenal. Again, it's a third-person action-adventure game. Unbelievable graphics and a fantastic story narrative. You've got to check it out. The franchise to date has now sold over 20 million copies, and I think Uncharted 4 is about to just boost that number through the roof. Now, the second game that I think is going to sell big for PlayStation is going to be Street Fighter 5. Whoa, Matt. Is that also a PlayStation exclusive? Well, yes. Unfortunately, it is. Okay, but let's not dwell on that, because I'm starting to get emotional. No, but of course, okay, Street Fighter 5 is going to be a PlayStation 4 exclusive, but my predictions for this game are kind of mixed. Personally, I think that this game is going to sell extremely well because Street Fighter has a huge fan base. People love the series. I, myself, prefer Mortal Kombat over Street Fighter, but hey, I totally understand where you're coming from. It's an extremely unique stage fighter, but just because it sells well doesn't mean that it's going to meet expectations, and that is where I think this game is going to fall off. Here's why. The game is set to release on February 16th, and they've already put out a story mode trailer. That's right, they're going to have a campaign. Supposedly, throughout this campaign, you traverse your way from level to level, and in between each one is a rather cinematic cutscene that somewhat drags along the narrative. Now, that sounds great, but they also announced that in June, they're going to have a huge game update that incorporates new cinematic cutscenes into the story mode and additional free characters that you can unlock through playing the game. Now, I'm sure some of you are thinking, damn, that's pretty cool, right? It's free post-launch content, but I don't think that's what's going on here, okay? I think PlayStation is pressuring the developers behind Street Fighter V into rushing this game to market when it's not fully complete. Here's why. Okay, they're releasing this essentially in the winter, and they don't want to release it in the spring because that is when Uncharted 4 is releasing. They don't want those two exclusive titles competing with each other, and they don't want Street Fighter to come out in the fall because it would then be competing with their entire holiday lineup. Now, at this point, you might be saying, you know, Matt, I think you're reading a little too much into it, in which case I would respond, let's wait until the game comes out then, pumpkin. Okay? Then we'll see how busted those damn servers are, and I will have the last laugh. But now moving on to our third moneymaker game, this game is going to be called No Man's Sky. Okay, I'm predicting that this is going to make loads of money for one specific reason. It's doing something that no game has ever done before. From my understanding, okay, this is an open world, well, technically an open universe survival RPG. Okay, the point of the game is you have a spaceship. Okay, you have a character with it. This is a horrible this is a horrible description, but you're a character that you get your own spaceship and you fly from planet to planet discovering new species, collecting minerals, and through that, you upgrade your spaceship, your armor, your weapons, your character in general, and you share all of that information with your family and friends that are also playing the game. Now, the aspect of it that has never been done before is the universe itself. It is forever expanding, technically. There is, like, millions of planets that are within this game because the game itself is constantly making new ones. And so you're always discovering new planets with new species and so forth. This sounds kinda impossible, which is why I'm waiting for the game to come out before I give you my full opinion on it, because we've all been there when a game has a bunch of hype behind it. It's supposed to be the next big, innovative, exclusive title, and then it just kind of falls short of expectations. So we'll have to see if it's good when it comes out, but for right now, let's get into part 2 of our PlayStation discussion, and let's talk about some games that I think are about to be delayed. Now, I know that can sound depressing because we all want these games to come out, but it's gonna be okay, alright? All you gotta do is just imagine me wearing a G-string, river dancing to techno music. Okay, once you do that, it's gonna be all good. So, anyway, the first game that I think that is going to get delayed is a little something called The Last Guardian. Now, this bad boy was first revealed at E3 2009. So, yeah, basically like 70,000 years ago. But the game itself centers around this orphan kid whose parents are nowhere to be found, okay? Who's basically being escorted by this gigantic dog, eagle, griffin thing. Now, don't get me wrong, okay? I think the game looks really, really cool, but judging from what I saw from the E3 2015 re-reveal, I don't think it's anywhere close to being done. Because when you take a step back and really look at it, okay, really nothing happened in the demo. The environment, the textures, just the graphics in general of the demo didn't look very impressive at all. And I felt like the whole thing was really kind of rushed. So I hope that they take their time developing that game so that they can release something that the fans rightfully deserve. Now, the second game that I think is gonna get delayed is kind of a good thing, but also a bad thing. It has to do with Final Fantasy. Now, here's the thing. Okay, there's 2 Final Fantasy games that are getting ready to come out. They have Final Fantasy VII, the remake, and they have Final Fantasy 15, the new installment. Now, both of these are scheduled to release in 2016, but here's why I think that is unrealistic. Final Fantasy is not an exclusive to PlayStation. These games will be coming to multiple platforms, but Final Fantasy VII, the remake, is a timed exclusive with PlayStation, similar to the deal that Microsoft has with Tomb Raider. They want to sell as many copies as they can within that exclusive time period so that people associate Final Fantasy with PlayStation. In order to do so, they're gonna have to push back the release date of Final Fantasy 15. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that are thinking, good lord, okay, I've heard of Final Fantasy, but 15 installments? I mean, come on. Okay, I'm right there with you, dude. I think 15 is a little excessive, but I know there's a lot of fans of this franchise, and I have played a few of them, and they're good games, okay? I'm a huge fan of Mortal Kombat and Halo, and I hope to God that both of those franchises go well beyond, like, 50 installments, alright? So, look, I got all the love for you. They're very innovative games. They revolutionized how RPGs are played, so I'm excited for it. But the last game that I think is gonna get delayed this year is called Horizon Zero Dawn. Wait a second, bub. Okay. Don't be throwing that bad juju at me right now. I need that video game to release this year. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the game, it's basically a mix-up between Far Cry Primal and Terminator. Alright, when I first saw the gameplay demo for it, you see the main lead character who happens to be a female, which I think is awesome. I love how that trend is starting to get more popular in today's gaming culture, but you see this female, she's in a very primitive costume, somewhat caveman-like. So you think, you know, she's about to be hunting a saber-toothed tiger or something, when all of a sudden, a gigantic mechanical giraffe comes walking out of the damn forest. So, you know, you can see why that would somewhat pique my interests. But anyway, with that being said, because we haven't seen a lot of hype and a lot of build-up for this game here as of recently, you know, you don't see TV commercials or advertisements being run on social media and other video websites. Because of that, I doubt that it's going to release during the spring, and it's going to have to be pushed back to 2017 because of the subject of our third topic. I'm predicting that Sony has a big announcement scheduled for E3 2016. I think they're going to reveal the release date and the price for the PlayStation Virtual Reality headset. I also think they're going to stay on the same trend of price cutting the competition, and since Oculus Rift has announced that their headset is going to cost $600, just like they did to the Xbox One, they're going to price cut the PlayStation hardware by $100 and release it for $499. But that's not all, people, okay? I think along with that, during the announcement, they're going to reveal a lineup of exclusive PlayStation games for that virtual reality headset that they're most likely going to launch during the holiday season. Now, if you watched my previous episode on my Xbox predictions, you'll see where I talk about Microsoft launching the Xbox One Slim Edition during the holiday season. It's going to be a slick, new, sexy design of the Xbox One in order to compete in the hardware sales market. The PlayStation VR is essentially going to be the competition for that. But that is it for this video, guys. Those are all of my predictions for PlayStation in 2016. I'm hyped for all of these games, but thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to comment below, click that thumbs up button, share the video with your friends, and if you're digging the content, then feel free to subscribe. But I'll see everybody here in a couple of days. Keep living that life, cause that is what thugs do. I'm out of here, guys. Take it easy.